I think when you ask almost any teacher what their inspiration was to become a professional educator, I'll bet more than 90% of the teachers you ask will say it's teachers that they had.
Mostly it was my own high school choir teacher. He just had really great relationships with me and his students, and I wanted to be that same kind of mentor and kind of build relationships with students that he built with me.
As a sophomore in high school, I was very lost, ditching all the time, saw no connection to school and my life and future, didn't really even have a notion of my future. And it was those teachers who taught me that I did have a place. And then once I aimed for college, then a handful of different dreams came to pass, and I just landed where I did with being an English teacher.
I think that it can be intimidating for a lot of first-year teachers or first 2 or 3 year teachers, and I don't know what the statistic is, but a lot of teachers are kind of overwhelmed and leave within 5 years. They leave the profession.
You don't just go to your job from 8 to 4 and do that. You have to work a lot outside of your work hours, put in extra time. So there's a lot to put in, and I just wish that I'd known how much effort there was. Not that I don't enjoy giving that much effort, but I think it's much more involved than people think it is, and anyone interested in getting into this field should know there's a lot of work behind it.
One of the challenges, and ultimately maybe one of the rewards too, of having a regular English class, quote unquote regular English class, is that you do get kids of pretty different abilities at walking in the door, different abilities at writing, at reading, understanding literature, at the spoken language.
You have almost 2 classes going on. You have somebody who is a few grade levels ahead, and you want to push them to new heights, and then you have somebody who's several grade levels below. So you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 different objectives going on in a room at any given time.
I think the most rewarding part of teaching for me is seeing the students finally get something that they've been struggling with for a long time and that you've been working on with them for a long time. If you've been working on a piece of music and it has really interesting, challenging parts, and they struggle, and they finally get at that moment where they finally realize, all right, we've got it, and we've learned and grown.
I thought with the relationships that I'm able to develop with students, a skill I'd worked on as an English teacher, I was able to use that more effectively as a counselor to help students with a variety of issues that they're facing. As a counselor, I get lots of stories about what is not available at home. There's a lot of neglect where students are not only getting the love that they really need, but they're getting worse than that. They're getting mean messages and yelled at when they don't really deserve so from parents with issues of their own, whether it's alcohol and substance abuse or mental health concerns.
I met Mr. Schacht when we were both teaching English in the same department at the same high school. Back in the late 1990s, I think. I felt I was really close to him all the years that we were teaching together, yes.
When I got into teaching, I didn't really care all that much about students. I cared about the curriculum and reading and writing and such. Over the course of my career, that flip-flopped to where it's not that I cared less about the curriculum, but I cared more about the students and their stories and their obstacles and everything that was in the way of them, writing a good essay, let alone getting up in the morning and getting to school.
I didn't leave teaching as much as I felt that the profession left me in the ways it was really important to me, and it kind of moved away from me, and so I let it go.
I enjoy what I do, and I'm grateful for it every day.
You may be the only positive influence in a student's life on a given day. If that's the case, then that's very sad, and I'm very happy to be a positive influence in somebody's life who doesn't have that elsewhere. And if they do have it, it doesn't hurt to have any more.